TV.
What happens when mommy asks daddy to fix something in the house?
Daddy says I'll do it, then watches YouTube first.
And what happens after that?
Mommy ends up calling the plumber.
What happens when mommy asks daddy about dinner?
Daddy says he cooked, but it's just noodles.
And what does mommy say then?
She asks where the vegetables are, and Daddy changes the topic.
What happens when mommy tells daddy to do something?
Daddy says okay, even if he was already doing it.
And what happens after that?
He moves faster, but still forgets where he put the broom.
What happens when visitors are coming over?
Daddy starts cleaning, but only when Mommy tells him.
What does he clean first?
The living room, even though Mommy already did it.
What happens when mommy asks daddy about money?
Daddy says let me check, then opens his banking app like it's breaking news.
And what happens after that?
He suddenly remembers to take out the trash.
Who scares daddy the most?
Mommy. Daddy fears her like a courtroom judge.
What does daddy do when she's upset?
He stands quiet like he's waiting for a verdict.
Who's the scariest at home?
Mommy. Daddy fears her like a boss at work.
What does daddy do when she's mad?
He nods like an employee waiting for a performance review.
Who controls the house rules?
Mommy. Daddy fears her like a police siren.
What does daddy do when she's upset?
He freezes like a student waiting for exam results.
Who really has the power at home?
Mommy. Daddy fears her like rent day.
How you know daddy's scared?
When Mommy says we need to talk, Daddy looks like he's waiting for a court sentence.
So, who talks the loudest at home?
You. Even the neighbors think you're the radio.
And what does daddy say about me?
He says you love your own voice more than Mommy loves shopping.
Who runs the house?
Mommy. Daddy acts brave, but the man flinches when she clears her throat.
What happens when mommy gets serious?
Daddy folds faster than laundry. He says yes, ma'am, like it's a survival strategy.
Who is the bravest at home?
Mommy. Daddy pretends, but he fears her more than mosquitoes.
How do you know daddy is scared?
When Mommy shouts, Daddy says yes, ma'am, faster than Wi-Fi.
Who eats the most at home?
Daddy. He eats like but doesn't.
And what does mommy do?
Nothing. She wonders why he doesn't get fat.